Yeah, I'll start in a second. I just need to get into the zone for it.
Need another beer?
I've got one just down there. Welcome to the first episode of Ashley Haden's Political Breakdown. It's going to be a weekly, monthly, bi-weekly, whenever I can be bothered or get guests that I actually want on show. It's basically a show about the week's news where I get to rant with some friends, guests, people who I do not know or respect, and some people who I do really like. So this week, I'm very lucky. I've got two friends with me. If you can introduce yourself. You first.
Hi, Gary Knightley. Twat out of hell.
Fantastic. Yourself?
Hi, I'm Matt Smith. Also a twat.
Wonderful. This is going to be one hell of an hour. Also part of the world famous comedy duo Shitstorm as well, so keep an eye out for them. So let's start as Peter, our tech guy, is opening a beer, subtly, I might add. Let's start. So who's got the? So who wants to start with the story? Who's actually brought some?
I think.
What have we seen this week?
I think we should get it off the bat. With obviously, there's a lot going on with Brexit this week. And I think, start.
Okay, we're not going to talk a lot about Brexit because it breaks my heart.
Yeah,
So what's happened this week then?
Well, there's a petition going around to stop it. Just the petition's going around. And
I think it's over 4 million as we speak.
Yeah, but wasn't it 30 million that said they wanted to leave?
17.4.
17.4. So
I'll fact check here. You talk.
Wasn't it 27
yeah,
billion people?
I think they said it was 40 million that wanted out, and now there's 5 million that want to stay. So that's happening, and Theresa May has pushed it back for 2 weeks, right?
Right, for
least
people who don't know, what's basically happened this week in Brexit is May continually losing deals, went over to Europe, and the European Council have now agreed to delay the Brexit in 2 separate ways. The first one is a delay until the 22nd of May if May gets her deal through. Now, May is sort of suggesting that next week she's not actually going to bring her deal to be voted. You've also got the issue that John Bercow, who is the Speaker of the House, has said that he will not allow the meaningful vote 3 to come in because you can't vote on the same thing time and time again. So that's the first delay. If she does lose the meaningful vote, then the second delay will be until the 12th of April, which is moving forward from the 29th of March. So do we actually have any solid opinions with regards to how it's all going?
Badly.
Nailed
it.
Fantastic. Anything else?
I think for somebody that keeps trying to vote on get the same thing voted through, is she doesn't like people voting for the same thing, does she? I think.
I mean, it's when you've got 2 marches going on today. One that's been going on for about a week, which is the Leave March, which is Nigel Farage's epic takedown of democracy, where upwards of 4 people at any one time have been seen walking from Sunderland to London, all without Nigel Farage, because he decided he's above doing what he said he would do.
He turned up on a bus, though.
He did turn up on a bus. Also this week, Vote Leave have been fined yet again by the Electoral Commission for breaking electoral laws. I think we're going to find out very soon that the bus wasn't roadworthy. That would be the final step. It's going so wrong.
Why are the Leave campaign so obsessed with double-decker buses, though? It's like that seems to be their... We love double-decker buses. Get on board.
Is there something
because they were all double-decker buses back in the 70s?
Were they?
The single level buses are a new
come
thing.
round until the 90s.
It's a newfound thing brought in by the EU because, 2 levels, there's more chance of health and safety, so they're just protecting us.
See now,
so that's mainly why we voted to leave, to get more double-decker buses. No more 214s. Single decker.
I know
Or
that
them.
on the buses, that was a double-decker bus, wasn't it?
Yep. With Blakey.
Did they have any? Yeah, did they have any single-decker buses on the buses? A lot of buses.
Yeah, probably not.
No,
Because they didn't exist, like Gary just said. We all know they didn't exist. So if they did have one, it would be from the future.
Who invented it? Who went? You know what? I want that, but like half.
Yeah, don't know who. I'd have to Google fact check who invented the single decker.
No, I don't know.
So yeah, that's going on a lot, isn't it? It's been going on for too long.
Well, I think we can all agree we've solved that. The problem with Brexit is just it's too much. It's there's no facts. Everyone's lying. You've got the petition where people are coming along going, well, I can put my name in so many different names on the petition. Doesn't really count. Not knowing that what they're admitting to is breaking the law. But it's actually illegal to do that on government petitions. You're not allowed to. It's illegal to sign up under different names. But carry on telling everyone you're doing it, and hopefully, fucking some of you cunts will get done. They won't do. You know, you can break the law any way you like, as we saw within the fucking referendum. I love democracy. I so love democracy. I don't like all of the laws that we put in place for it, though. That ruins it. Anyway, I was about to get into a big rant there, but I can't be bothered.
Well, that's the only reason I came.
Well, I'm going to rant on other things. Brexit is killing me, mate. It's absolutely killing me. You know, the amount of time I've watched BBC Parliament, it's unfair. I shouldn't have to.
Well, that'll do it.
It's so fucking boring. My good God in heaven. Even the speeches. And I don't get the fucking speeches. There was an emergency debate the other day with regards to it. It's not changing anything. May wasn't even there. She wasn't even there. She spent... Go on.
She keeps like putting it back and putting it back, like just to break everyone down. To go, eventually they'll be like, "Oh fuck it, just do what you want with it. Just put it."
Her speech on Thursday nearly fucking took me over the edge. 3 minutes of some of the most authoritarian stuff any British Prime Minister has ever said. I'm on your side. Are you bollocks? This woman is not. She's a
side, because there's two sides, and she's saying she's on everyone's side.
Oh, there's more than two sides. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's
There
the
was
thing.
only two. We had two-way votes.
All right,
Only
okay.
two sides.
All right. What about those that didn't bother voting? Where do they stand?
They do not have a voice, and they shouldn't be allowed to get involved.
They do have a voice, but unfortunately, that voice is someone like Joey Essex. You know, that's their voice.
He has a voice, but he doesn't know any words.
Wow, let's not punch down poor Joey Essex, man.
Punch down. The man's got vastly more money than I do. Christ.
Yeah, but
And
More
better
hair
skin.
than I do.
Better teeth.
Yeah, but they're not his own.
More
are they?
famous.
Yeah, for now.
That's punching up. That is.
Is
So
it?
should we get
Are we
off
allowed
of,
to have a go at reality TV stars?
Yeah,
yeah.
That's why they do it.
Superb. Should we change the name of the podcast now?
No. Right. You got what's your news you want to talk about?
Well, where do we start? Let's start
Pick
with there's a big argument about whether we should teach children in schools about LGBT relationships.
Yes.
At a young age, and people are really kicking off. And there was, it's. You're right.
Yeah.
There's.
Everything.
I mean, we know you're homophobic. It's all right, Ash. We're gonna discuss it politely and move on. It's okay. But
Just raging.
it's just a very weird. Just weird for me in 2019 that people aren't acknowledging that there's other ways of life. It's a lot of the people's arguments is religious based, which it's just really, really confusing me, and it's making me very angry to the point where I can't really articulate what I want to say.
Well, this is coming from the sex and health education, education. I think it's not referendum. It's something like that. 2019, where they're bringing regulation. That's it. The sex and health education regulation 2019 that's coming in. They're putting it through at the moment, saying that at the start of 2020, primary school children are going to be taught health and relationship stuff, and when you get to secondary school, it's going to be teaching sex, health, relationships. It's all about safety, like being safe online, making sure that your relationships they're actually happy. All the stuff that you should be taught. And they're also going to mention the fact that there are fucking gay people in this world, and there are. Unfortunately, for these people who don't like it, there are fucking. They're not going to change that. There always have been. And the idea that we're going to be putting them down because some arsehole wants to talk on behalf of their fucking god, which is the height of arrogance in my opinion, whilst also putting a gender on your god, which I don't understand at all. You think that your god created everything, and in your opinion they're also a fucking gender. How can you be someone that creates everything, that is everywhere, and also is a gender? It's fucking pointless.
God is definitely a man, though.
It's I mean, if you read the Bible, and you definitely can interpret it that way.
That's a fucking fantasy book, mate.
Oh,
you know, it's
whoa.
Jesus was a man as well.
Look, it says in the Bible,
Santa's
paraphrasing, but on the seventh day, God made Adam in his image, right? Man in his image. So therefore, God is a man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not on board with it. I'm just arguing with you now.
With abs.
No, his son is a white man with abs.
Didn't science prove a couple of weeks ago that Jesus, if he was alive, was Ethiopian?
I mean, you can prove anything with facts, mate. Let's just stick to the tone.
To the fantasy novels.
Yeah. Oh, look, you say it's a fantasy novel. It's a great book to live your life by. If you
actually fucking live your life by it, no one takes on the be nice to everyone bit, do they?
If you don't mind not eating shellfish, and you're happy to bash the gays with some misguided text, it's a great book to live your life by.
Is it though? It seems very, very boring.
No, it's an odd book. I've read it a couple of times. It's very odd. It's better than the Quran, but
I've read it twice.
I've read it twice. Yeah. Once when I was a Christian, and once recently to be holier than thou.
A lot of them are different sizes. Is there just one version of it? Is there like one main version of the Bible?
See, what you've been doing, you've been reading just Jesus' Bible stories, which is normally accompanied by pictures and published by Penguin.
Pictures.
Published by Penguin normally, yeah.
But no,
you can move on to the proper books, man, if you wish.
Stayed in a lot of hotels. They're all one size, and then
yeah, but that's just the Gideon version. They remove anything featuring sex or any of the good bits.
Is the main one like massive? Is it like, and can we get one?
You want to get a Bible?
No, like the main Bible.
I don't think you can get the main.
It's in
one.
Aramaic. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. I mean, what most of us have been read or been taught during school would be the King James Bible from the 17th century, which of course is Church of England, which is pretty much is different to the Catholicism.
Just like some people are like following one Bible when the other Bible it's got the follow on the tag at the end.
Well, basically, it's been translated so many times. How can the one God represent the Catholics as well as the Protestants and also the Church of England as well as the Mormons? It's just like a load of people jumping on the bandwagon.
The Bible's just one joke with just a lot of toppers.
Yeah. But
that's
then
it.
If you miss some of the
It's
toppers,
a Tim Vine show.
No, what I'm saying is like if you're missing like big bits out of what the whole thing is, it's like we're gonna. It's like, oh yeah, you're meant to eat bourbon creams on a Tuesday, but then later on they're like, but if you have it on a Thursday, you win a prize. It's like, if you're missing out that bit, you're like, no, why are you eating it on a Thursday? Like, because I want the prize.
One of my favourite things about the Bible in Leviticus, I can't give you the exact number, but technically we're not allowed to wear blue. So you're fucked.
I've been nailing that.
Yeah, I mean you're all in black. The sound guy's fucked.
Sound guy.
I forgot his name.
You're not allowed a name.
I'm holding blue.
In a way, we're destroying blue, so we're doing God's work.
Yeah, but you also, isn't it mixed fabrics? You're not allowed to wear.
I mean, yeah, this is cheap. You're right.
That's one of the rules. God isn't a fan of mixed fabrics.
See, that's the problem. People are reading that mixed fabrics and putting their own ideology in it and saying mixed relationships. That's the issue there.
Okay, let's get back to where we were, because Ledsome...
I'm assuming you mean Angela.
Yes, of course.
Okay,
I mean, speaking as a mother, Ledsome. she said that parents should be able to choose when their children are exposed to LGBT, and that is the word she used, exposed, like it's some fucking virus going along, that it's some form of spreadable disease. Like if you learn about the fact that LGBT is around when you're 5, then you wake up at fucking 10 years old realizing, oh my god, I'm gay, which isn't how it works. But when should children be taught about relationships?
I think primary school is a good time.
Good, yeah, because I think it's very important for everyone to realise that what they're not teaching is technique.
Maybe they should get into that, because my technique was shit in school. When I was in primary school, I was shit at sex.
Well, this is the thing. You're not. I mean, no one's coming along. Like you
That's why your dad left, isn't it?
That's why my mum stayed around.
Oh God. But that's the thing. Like little Sally isn't coming back from primary school saying, "What did you learn?" Like, I learned to cup the balls. No one's fucking teaching. This is what people miss. They think that because you teach someone that if someone's different to you or someone looks different to you, it doesn't actually mean that they're different. We're all the same. And teaching people about what a healthy relationship is, like you get taught about grooming in secondary school, not in primary school, which I think's fucking wrong. You should be taught that things are right and things are wrong, especially in this day and age when you've got online, how to be safe online. You've got lots of online bullying. My argument for stopping online bullying is don't go onto social media. I think it's very easy. I've never been called a cunt on BBC Sport.
I think.
Yeah, but that's because the moderators remove the comments quite quickly if you call someone a cunt. I mean, I've done it. If you call someone a cunt on BBC Sport, they very quickly take it down.
Where are you looking at the comments? I can't see comments on BBC Sport.
Oh, because you're only looking at the articles that are inflammatory.
I'm just looking at the articles.
Oh no, there's. I mean,
comments
BBC Sport, you can lose a whole day reading the comments back and forth, and it always comes round to how Tottenham are yids. It's really horrible. I'm a Spurs fan. That's not a proud yid. It's.
Oh God, it's going to be anti-Semitic again, isn't it? Christ.
Again, this is the first one.
It's the first one.
Oh yeah.
Don't make out you haven't released 2 of them because Alex Martini's an anti-Semite. May have to bleep that out. Actually, no, fuck it. He's a cunt.
tenner.
I ain't paid a tenner. He's a cunt as well. He'll be one of the 10 people that watch it. So, Alex, you're a cunt.
I think you have lovely hair. I think getting back to it, I think it's important to get things in early because, like, you know, all of our nans are racist. If comedy's taught us anything, all about everyone's nan is racist.
We all know that when a comedian goes, oh, my nan's a racist, it's basically a setup for I've had this racist thought put out, and I'm going to put it via the medium of my nan, who I love, but is never going to come and see my stuff.
No, I mean, I was very lucky. My nan was a genuine racist.
I would love it for a nan to come and see their child stand up. So my nan's racist. She stands up. You fucking what, mate?
No, see, my nan would have been like, yeah, but it's not just the blacks.
My nan,
that's the way she would have done
Steven Seagal.
Your nan?
That was her dream man.
Oh, she fancied him.
No, she fancied him, and you know, we all know Steven Seagal is a true champ. But, you know,
oh, there's one.
No, but I think it's important to get them while they're young.
That's your motto for a lot of things, isn't it?
No.
How old's your girlfriend at the minute? 19?
Just left school.
Yeah, learning difficulties.
Yeah. No, it is important, Gary. It is important to get them up, because, you know, we form our beliefs, and that you know, we don't give them up once we're, you know, 30.
No, you make a valid point there. I've got an idea of you should not be allowed to say you're any religion until you are like 16. You cannot be. Oh well, you're brought up this. You're brought up that. You shouldn't be able to choose. Someone shouldn't force a religion upon you.
Should all religions be taught to that person then, so they can make a decision, or religions be taught?
I mean, religious education is like I went to a Roman Catholic secondary school, and up until year 9, it was mandatory. You always had to have every week. You had a religious education lesson because it's an RC secondary school.
That was the same at my school though. We had RE until GCSE year.
Yeah, because then you got to choose, and no one chose. Actually, no. Tell a lie. I'm lying. It was forced on GCSE as well. Because
Really?
I got a U in GCSE in RE.
I didn't have to do RE and GCSE.
No, we did. But not by tons. I mean, we're not looking at fucking. You weren't doing O levels.
And all I remember from RE in school is I drew Jesus. I drew him.
And then you drew Muhammad and we're in trouble.
Yeah. We were allowed to draw Jesus.
It wasn't a big deal when I was at school drawing Muhammad. I mean,
You're in a Catholic school. You probably didn't even learn about it.
It wasn't an exercise. I know we did like the 5 pillars of Islam. It was a religious education lesson. It wasn't just
The 5 pillars of Islam, and they're wrong and infidels. Kill them.
Sitting there singing fucking hymns for an hour.
Oh, I love that.
Enter in the wilderness, and here I am, Lord, which is a cracking.
Sorry.
Here I am, Lord, still the best hymn.
How's it going?
Yeah, go on.
I can, but I'm not gonna.
I mean,
No, I prefer Lord of the Dance. Dance, Lord, wherever you may be. That one.
Yeah, I know it.
So is that song basically saying that the Lord is just dancing? It's just coming into like
the Lord. The Lord was flatly
coming in. Yeah.
The Lord is anywhere you want to find him, and he'll always be there for you. And he'll be so happy that he's found you that he'll dance in your heart. That's what that song's about.
I knew a guy that danced like everywhere. Like he'd walk into the room and dance, and I was like, the fuck is wrong with this mental cunt? Like,
yeah, but he was on coke.
Oh yeah. Hi, Dave.
I think you'll find you met Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I was. But why? Like, I don't like dancing when you're meant to dance. Why is he dancing just with nothing?
Well, we don't know if there's music involved. He may employ a trombonist behind him or something. We don't know. We don't know what Jesus works in mysterious ways.
I would like a jazz quartet to follow me everywhere I go.
You'd need a lot of money for that.
Yeah, I do not have that.
Why would you want a jazz quartet? You're into metal.
Yeah, but
that would be far too destructive.
I wouldn't be allowed in anywhere.
You'd be allowed into the right
I
places.
think with a jazz quartet, like people would be like, "Let this fucking guy in." If I had a like metal band,
Who likes jazz?
Nobody, but everyone loves a jazz quartet. That's That's what you got.
No, I'm going to go on to something else because this is.
We didn't really cover any of the important bits there, but it's all right.
Oh, I mean, what points do you want to cover?
Important is basically what.
Yeah,
I
we should do.
think it's important. We should.
It should be done at a young age as well. I know we kind of covered it, get them young, but it just needs to be because the world is ever changing. There's more young children now with like same-sex parents.
Yeah, but in the regulation, you're allowed to remove your child from sex education up to a certain age in secondary school, but the final line does sit with the head teacher. Head teacher gets to say in the end, and we have to take into account religious beliefs because for some reason that matters, and it doesn't. In the end, you can believe whatever you fucking want, but if your belief is affecting your own child's education, then you don't love your child. Simple as that.
We should stop teaching people about magic people in the sky and teach them about things that are actually happening. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, the magic person in the sky is not going to exist for all eternity. So if we teach them about that, that's never going to change. He hasn't evolved for like 2,000
years. A lot of
years.
people have stopped caring about him, and then they started like, but I need something else to to look at and to believe in. So they believe the Earth is flat now. That's
we're a lot more secular than we've ever been. in the country. Most polls now are showing that we're over half secular, which at that point we need to really start considering how we run the country, because we cannot run a country as a religious basis if the majority of the country isn't religious. You can't allow that.
That's where laws came in.
Yeah.
It's like they were like, well, we've got laws now. You don't have to follow these commandments. We've got our own.
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
that are written down as well, but not on stone.
Religion did start as a way of controlling the populace, putting in the ideas of morals and everything, so we didn't just go around fucking and killing everything. And now
they
we're
were the
past
good old
that.
days. That's what they want. That's what they want, really. They want to go.
Which is ironic. Can you imagine Jacob Rees-Mogg fucking anything that wouldn't let him?
He's got 6 children.
Yeah, but I mean, that wouldn't let him.
I mean, I don't think he'd have the power to.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe we should go back and then.
Actually, no. I mean, he's like a fucking snake, mate.
Let's go back.
What was his 6th children?
Sixtus.
Sixtus, yeah.
Yep.
This is my 6th child. I shall call him Sixtus. It's like a fucking Umbrella Academy. You seen that? It's a great show.
He needs a seventh that nobody gives a fuck about.
I haven't watched all of it because I started watching it and I got like 35 minutes in and realised I was watching the final episode. And so
Oh, what a cunt you are. Christ.
So I was watching it going, well, there isn't a lot of character development here, you know? I just don't know what's going on. I mean, it's
hold on, this one's dead.
Yeah. What's going on? What's going on here? I see my mistake. But
there's a lot of time travelling in it,
Ellen
so
Page.
you'll probably be alright going back to the beginning, because the beginning is the end anyway. And
Yeah, I mean, just live your life like number 5.
do you know it's like... It was the guy from My Chemical Romance
Wrote it, yeah. Gerard
wrote the
Way.
book.
It's arguably the best thing he's done since Black Parade.
So should we get on to more topics?
Yes.
McDonald's.
Nice.
They're trialing a vegan McNuggets.
I'm on board with that because vegans should be able to get fat as well.
Yes, yeah, right.
Do you know what I mean? Why is fat just for meat eaters? Let the vegans get fat too.
But like, people are losing their shit on both ends. Like, one side,
people are cunts,
one side they're like, oh, you know, I think vegans should open up their own things and not have to like worry about like corporations that are already going to bring vegan things in, and other, you know, there's like, oh, I want to see vegan things run by vegan people. And then other people are like, oh, it's fucking great. I can now go about my day and like be vegan wherever I want to be. So, you know,
I think it's a good thing.
I literally do not give a fuck. I don't care. Like, have what you want. Do whatever you want. It's McDonald's in the end. You know, they're a massive corporation, and the problem we face in this capitalist society is they are the ones who dictate. And so it's all well and good. You want to say, well, I think that vegan people should do their own vegan thing and all be fucking vegan on their own in a little fucking corner. But in the end, it's the same that we find they are the. Unfortunately, they are the fucking moral arbiters of this world. All the massive corporations. When you see HSBC with their big signs of everyone be nice to each other. When you see Gillette doing adverts about how to not be a cunt, and everyone goes crazy, going, "Oh, they're just a corporation. They don't actually care." Of course, they don't care. But it's vastly better than doing something good to get money from than doing something bad to get money from. You know, if McDonald's turned around and said, well, we're not going to do anything vegan, but what we are going to do is bring in the pig and you have to beat it to death with your own penis if you want yourself a fucking burger, then that's what you fucking do. Cow, pig, whatever you want. I don't know how they cook it.
What?
I realised I got it wrong, so I tried to...
Have you confused this with that article that was on going around a couple of months ago? Like, how hard would you have... How many times would you have to slap a chicken for you to cook it? Have you confused it with that and you just want to beat to death a pig?
How hard? I mean...
How many times do you have to slap a chicken?
Someone worked it out. It's something like 42 million times or something.
Oh, what? So
to cook it?
To be cooked from your...
I'm not making this up.
I'd slap a chicken 42 million times if I could eat it. If the world goes to shit like none of us are going to have ovens. Fire, we're not going to know how fire works because we can't Google it. There's no internet. So all the lighters are broken. How do you make fire? Nobody fucking knows anything anymore.
Just get a frozen chicken and slap it 42 million times.
Now I know you can slap a chicken.
Does this only work with a frozen chicken, or can you get a live one? And would it be
No.
I
I think it's actually a fresh, free-range, £8 chicken.
A live chicken. How many? How many slaps until it dies?
No. Well, no, that would depend on your own personal choice of
where you slap
it.
You know what? If you had to beat your meat to eat, right? I fucking would.
You'd be Louis C.K. No, what?
Well, I have an argument with this against farming. I'm not sure 100% sure how accurate this is, but I think that this whole argument of meat eaters should kill their own food.
Yep.
They're going. What you don't seem to understand is the severe greed of humanity. And if you gave me a gun, which I'd more than allowed to use to go out hunting, because we have evolved to be able to use guns, we invented them. You give me a gun, lions will be fucking extinct in a week. We'll all be gone. The farming stops us from going out and hunting because we're all greedy. Why are you going to go to
zoos and kill the lions if you get a gun? That's so...
Well, no,
there's people I hate enough in the world that I would kill them and eat them if I had to hunt my own meat. I'd go full cannibal. I wouldn't go kill a cow.
No, there's a difference.
As much as I like a...
There's a difference to let's kill our own meat or to let's just kill everyone that we've met.
Look.
That's a big step, right? Yeah, you have to
kill
your own
12
food.
bullets, right? If they gave you a gun and 12 bullets, so you could kill 12
and you're allowed
items of meat for a month, right, to survive on, I would probably kill 10 people first.
But if you don't like them that much, why do you want to eat them? Why do you want them in you? If you don't like them,
to make sure they're gone.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
eradicate them.
I would definitely kill a chicken to have buffalo wings.
I wouldn't necessarily do it via a lot of slaps. I'd find a different way, a more efficient way than slapping it cooked.
Well, I was only bringing up the point that you said the way you get your meat in McDonald's is to tickle a pig with your cock.
Well,
so
no,
I was just saying where you got confused with.
I probably wouldn't tickle a pig with my cock.
I love bacon, but then it's going to be covered in my own
beef
chisel.
burger for a quarter pounder with cheese. I wouldn't kill a pig with my penis. I'm going to put that on.
That's on a gravestone. That's your epitaph.
Matt, you want a Big Mac? Yeah. Kill that fucking pig with your dick, and you've got a Big Mac. No, I'm walking away. I'm going to Burger King.
I'll argue as well, though, that McDonald's is pretty much already vegan, right?
It depends what you have.
Meat in their fucking...
It's 100% beef.
Yeah, eyelashes. Eyelashes don't count.
It's also not beef. You can't
if it's
claim
a cow's
eyelash.
eyelash.
No, it's not.
So if you...
It's
surely
cow's
no.
eyelash.
No, it doesn't say 100% beef. It says 100% cow.
100% made from British cows.
100% made from a cow.
We're going to get sued by McDonald's first episode. Ronald McDonald's a pedo.
Imagine how many people would watch it if it turns out that McDonald's was suing this.
I mean, even Morgan Spurlock survived.
Shitstorm and Ashley Haden say if you want a Big Mac, you have to kill a pig with your dick.
Which is weird because they're made from beef.
The first two of these that didn't go out, a lot more about the news than this one's been. I'll be honest. Right, I want to go into the next story. Which is, according to reports, the Boeing 737 MAX passenger plane that was involved in both the Indonesia and Ethiopia plane crashes, both lacked the same safety feature, which is sold as an optional extra by Boeing.
What was the safety feature?
The safety feature was a piece of flight-controlled software that automatically corrects
yes.
the nose if there's a risk of stalling.
Do you know how much
it
extra?
costs?
Yeah.
It's not that expensive.
20 quid.
Is this another Grenfell cladding fucking thing where the price option is so minimal that not only are Boeing but also the people that were buying the planes and going, oh no, I'm going to pay that, I just can't.
I'm not sure. Like, what safety features should like just not be optional? Like, this is part of it. Yeah, if you're getting a
little
plane
whistle on the life vest
that you can blow until you die, just annoying yourself with a high pitched whistle until the fucking Atlantic takes you.
To be fair, I've always wanted to be blown till I die. So I mean, it's a nice.
If you're buying a plane, a plane's got to be millions of pounds, right? If you're spending millions of pounds, you might as well spend the extra couple of grand to get this plane won't crash feature. You might as well.
But what was going through Boeing's mind when they're setting this up? Like, you're getting a new fucking hatchback and going, do you want cup holders? Oh, that's extra. Do you want this safety thing that has a chance of saving everyone's life? Oh, that's extra. Why?
So you're blaming Boeing rather than the plane company that bought the planes?
Yes.
I'm blaming the plane companies.
I'm blaming Boeing.
I think it's a very Brexit situation. I think it's 48-52.
Because
they're both in the wrong.
Not all planes are going to crash without it. So it's like it's not like
hire better pilots.
Yeah, but having a suggestion of not everyone's going to fucking die from it is there's still people are, and it's already been shown. I mean, over 300 people have died because of this not having this safety feature.
Yeah, but how many people fly? More than 300 people.
Yeah, but if you're safe, yeah, but if you're, I mean.
No, I think
I get your point.
If it's a safety feature, it probably shouldn't be a tick box.
An optional extra.
Yeah.
Should there be any safety feature that is an optional extra?
I think if you're making a product, you should make it as safe as possible. And then if your nose thing is an extra $2,000, put that on the fucking price already.
I imagine it was more than $2,000. There's no way it's $2,000 extra and they're not doing it. It's probably another £1 million or something stupid like that. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's very cheap because it costs them very little to put in.
Yeah, but iPhones cost like £8 to make.
But what I like, the thing is,
but you're not flying on a fucking iPhone.
No, but what I'm saying is, people we're in a capitalist society.
I'm quite sure that they're not getting children from Indonesia. Ironically,
different point. I'm talking about capitalism
it.
and fucking markup, Ashley. I'm not talking about having child labour make Boeing 737s. In which case, always get a 787 or a 747. Even bring back Concorde for fuck's sake. I'm not having a plane made by Indonesian children take me and my family to fucking Prague.
The thing is, flights are getting a lot cheaper, and it's things like this that are making them cheaper.
Allow it to be cheaper.
And I would rather fly on a plane with no seat. What's the point in those seatbelts?
Honestly, it keeps you in place. When you crash.
Yeah.
That's.
You know what else
why.
does that? School stops you thinking outside the box. It keeps you in. Sorry. Different point.
If I could save £6 on a flight, I'm happy to roll the dice. I'm happy to roll the dice for that £6.
The issue comes like if it is built by fucking children in China or something in some form of slave. What you do not want is someone who used to make trainers is now making a plane. You know, there's not a lot of
transferable skills. Of course
is it?
I've seen the stitching on the seats and pretty close to the Nike Air Force Ones.
Right, I want to go on to another story. I'm not sure. Let's go for Evolve Politics. Evolve Politics is one of these online Love Corbyn things. It turns out that their website is paying journalists as little as £21 per article. And these are the pro-Corbyn, capitalism, bad people. Is there... we've seen a destruction in journalism because of they're all losing money. It's becoming much harder to get any high-quality journalism. Is all of the free online stuff a detriment to society, or is it good?
I think it's a detriment to good journalism. because anyone can now publish an article, an opinion piece, and there will be an outlet that will go, oh, you want to give us this for free? Oh yeah, we'll fucking publish it under our name that's got like 2 million followers, and it's.
Yeah, if I can write something,
it's like fucking Wikipedia.
And get it published. If I can write something, write something.
That's your motto for a lot of things, isn't it? How old's your girlfriend at the minute? 19.
We'll get it on a paper
Just left
clip.
school.
Yeah, this is
Learning difficulties.
so it's
Which is why fake news and outrage is what's become the norm.
It is.
People like Gary Hopkins and
To get
what's his name? Can't remember his name. Tommy Robinson. But whenever they publish a piece, Milo Yiannopoulos, that geezer, when they create money from outrage because people who agree with it and support it, they'll click on it, and then left-wing people who want to get outraged by it will also click on it, and the cunt who wrote the article is just like 2 million clicks. That's even if it's a penny to get them up.
we form our beliefs.
So how do we change it?
We don't give them up once we
stop all these free clickbait.
No, you make a valid point.
BuzzFeed, The Canary, they're all shit.
BuzzFeed does some very good investigative journalism. Well, I'm defending some of their investigative journalism work. I'm not
The
defending.
Daily Mail have got great sports writers.
Yeah,
There's hardly any xenophobia in their sports writing.
I'm not
Still
doubting
a shit
that.
fucking piece
certainly.
of shit that shouldn't exist.
But I'm not saying that the Daily Mail is a good journalistic source.
Neither's BuzzFeed.
Some of their investigative stuff is very good.
That's probably 2 journalists, and everyone else.
Oh no, it is. There's a couple that are very good, and then the rest of them spend seemingly. Well, I mean, they're all unemployed now.
Which type of bike are you?
I saw one a few years ago, which was based on Brexit, and it was something like what piece of law are you based on your favourite jams or something, and you're just like, mate, this is where we're at. This is so, fucking terrible.
If you like
this whole
Led
world,
Zeppelin,
this is why people voted Leave. It's why people voted Leave. They're like, oh, what do you like? Oh, I'm a big fan of Cardi B and Jennifer Lopez. Oh, you hate the EU? Well, I better vote Leave.
Well, it's the idea of all of this new media stuff, isn't it? Because you've got Evolve Politics, you've got The Canary, you've got Squawk Box, all of these new media stuff that claim to come, and we are doing what the mainstream media isn't doing. And you're like going, yeah, you're right. You're not paying people. This is it. You want to claim to be the fucking. This is their version of socialism. Is not paying people for their work. Then how can you possibly claim that you are the right people? The continual bipartisan stuff that we see over and over, both from the right and the left, that is the destruction. At least you know when you're looking at papers, you see all the papers up there, and you go, right, I can automatically tell where we're all sitting here. I know where they're going. Whereas people think that I've seen people share Evolve Politics stuff. I've seen people share the Canary stuff and all of this. They're lies. All they do is lie, and they can't even be held up because they're all part of Impress, which is the new state regulator. And I'm fundamentally against state regulation for press anyway. When they go on about all the hacking stuff, they broke the law. Arrest the cunts, put them in jail. You know, don't get the government to get involved in press freedoms, because that's where you get to an authoritarian state where no one's able to hold the fucking people into power, and everyone's lying out their fucking arse. That's what's happening. Got Impressed. It's backed by Max Mosley, who is probably doing it because he likes some form of fucking spanking, which we all know. Fucking dress up as a Nazi, get spanked, little prick. That was a story.
To be fair, if you dress up like a Nazi, you should be getting spanked. That's what you're doing. That's a well-deserved spanking. I can't get people to spank me unless I'm dressed as a Nazi. They're like, no, you have not been bad. I'm like, how about now? Like, okay, spank time. So, you know, it's carry on.
No, so we don't actually have a way of solving it. It just make it better.
I can't give you an answer how to make it better. I'm just saying you need better. I don't. It's no.
Eventually, like the real stuff that we need to be hearing about, nobody's going to be writing about it because they're not getting paid to do so. And then all we're going to hear about is, like, oh, this plumber was masturbating in somebody's bedroom but couldn't get arrested for it because he didn't do any crimes. And
that was this week, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was this week. Yeah.
Well, the issue comes. For me, is the destruction of local journalism, because a lot of major papers with their big investigations tends to start from a local source, local reporters with local papers looking at the stuff that people may not have the time to or may not have the care to actually look into, and because that has been absolutely destroyed, because we don't want to pay for anything. None of us want to pay for anything. We've got Facebook that's free. You've got fucking Twitter that's free. You've got all of this stuff that we get our news from, including myself, get our news from that's free. And then we're going, well, why isn't there money for anything? Because we're not paying anything. We're not putting the money in that was required for people to pay to be actually able to do their jobs.
But it's like everything. Like music used to be good, and that was because we were paying for it, and it had to be good. Now any old shit gets released. No, you pay £9 to Spotify a month, and you can listen to whatever the fuck's on there.
You don't even have to pay Spotify.
Yeah, you don't have to.
If you want to skip, you have to pay to skip on Spotify and no ads.
So it's like no one wants to pay anything, and also nothing really exists anymore. It's like you can release an album without having an album.
Physical album.
And it could be a
legitimate
album. And
cheeky little plug there.
I'm going to plug it properly at the end.
He's also on Next Up, guys.
I'm going to plug it all at the end, don't worry.
So you've got a DVD without a DVD, and an album without a cover,
CD.
without a vinyl.
Albums
all vinyl.
I was going to bring it out as an album, but as a vinyl, but then I realised it wasn't fucking 1974.
There's a vinyl. I'll buy it, to be fair.
Right, we've got like 15 minutes left, I think, to get up to the hour, and so we're going to quick fire go through news. You've put your book away.
I've got some news.
Matt's on it.
Go on.
A lot of my news is bad. So
going back to the plumber, there was a plumber in someone's house, and they caught him on nanny cam, basically. Jerking off in the bedroom, found some lube, went through the drawers, found some lube, jerked off in the bedroom, and they felt violated, and they tried to get the guy arrested, and turns out he didn't commit any crimes. They let him in because he was a plumber, and then they were like, so he didn't trespass, he didn't break in, and they went so down the line. It was like, oh, let's try and get him for stealing the lube. let's do it. Let's do him for theft because he used the lube. And they were like, well, the lube was like £3. There's no point that going to a court. But they felt violated. He just had a nice time during plumbing.
Did he clean up after himself?
Yeah, he didn't leave a mess or anything.
What's the problem?
I've jerked off in most places I've ever been. Right. I was in the toilet. No, not really. But I've hopefully never been caught on camera doing it. But it's like, what do you think about that? Do you think he should have been arrested for jerking off? Just because, and also like they tried to go public indecency is like, well, it wasn't in public and nobody technically saw it apart from you because you filmed it. If anything, they should have been arrested for filming him masturbating.
He should have sent a counter case and been
like,
you're voyeurs.
Well, I would have went with.
You've let me in your house.
Yeah.
You've asked me.
You knew I was going to jerk off.
You've asked me to fix your pipes. You've left some lube on the side. Obviously, I'm going to use it.
No, he went through the drawers to find them.
Oh, he went through the drawers to find them. I mean, that's a bit much, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it a bathroom drawer?
It was a bedroom.
Why is he?
See, that's the thing.
Was it an ensuite bathroom?
I mean, I get that it's a bit fucking weird.
I mean, personally, I probably would just asked him round again and decked him and been like, "I've got a video of you wanking in my bedroom, you prick." That's probably, but
film that and then wank off to it after.
Yeah, my totalitarian
I'm going to film
attitude.
myself wanking after the video of him wanking into a bedroom. I think he washed his hands and everything. So like he did.
Oh, he's a clean plumber.
It didn't even get on the pipes. There's only one pipe that was
All the
filthy
pipes
that
got
day.
cleaned.
But yeah,
I don't. I mean, it's just one of those bloody weird stories, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing. It's just. I mean, what? Why would someone do that? How can you be that horny at work? I mean, didn't he have other things?
It's not. It's on his own as well. It's on his own in the house.
Was he being paid by the hour? Or was it being paid for the full job? I mean, because if he's being paid by the hour and they're going, well, I can get another 5 minutes out of this.
Yeah. Less.
Or he's being paid by the... or if it's just
plumbing
like
is quite erotic.
£200 for the job. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe that's why he got into plumbing originally, because he watched a lot of porn, realised that isn't how it happened, so created his
At
own.
least they've left me some lube.
Right.
This is close as I'm ever going to get. Wait till they hear me at Pimlico Plumbing. I probably shouldn't have said a brand.
Well, he had to quit.
McDonald's, Pimlico Plumbing.
He
They're
had
all
to
coming
quit
after
Pimlico
us.
Plumbing, didn't he? So that's a quick fire. Mount Everest. The glaciers are melting, and they're
we're all
exposing the
dying.
dead bodies.
Oh, good.
So basically, there's hundreds of dead bodies up there. So I think 10% of everyone that climbs Mount Everest dies and just stays on the ice.
That's in that.
That's horrific, because Brian Blessed's climbed it like 10 times.
Yeah, he's never made it to the top though.
No,
Yes, he has.
No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
No, he hasn't.
His voice made it.
Yeah. and then it caused an avalanche and everyone else died.
Good.
But no.
I think it's a good thing. Like global warming is sorting out the Everest glaciers
No, I think-
and bringing the dead bodies back down.
Yeah, I think global warming is making it easier to climb Mount Everest, because
That
there's
as
not
well,
going to be
yeah.
as much snow, so it's not going to be as dangerous. So you're basically just climbing a massive rock.
Like Gary Barlow did it. If he could do it,
He's climbed Everest.
yeah.
You sure it wasn't Kilimanjaro?
I might have been Kilimanjaro. Yeah.
Why would Gary Barlow do Everest?
Well, it was one of these
True.
famous people are unwilling to pay tax, so do something that makes it seem like we're giving money for charity, whereas in essence, if you actually gave the money that you should have been for tax, then we wouldn't require charity. Gary Barlow, you're also a cunt as well, mate. And Cameron fucking went after Jimmy Carr for his tax avoidance, but was quiet about Barlow's
Well, they're mates,
when it was
aren't
the
they?
same time. Yeah, because Gary Barlow's a fucking Tory donor. Of course he is. You know, absolute shit stain. Your song's shit, mate.
Wow, I mean,
What song?
All of them.
balance. That's for balance. Gary Barlow is probably one of the better songwriters of the last 30 years.
That says how shit everyone else is. That's all that does.
Because no one's paying for music.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Gary, chuck out some stories for us. What you got?
This is an interesting one that I thought is going to probably get into a far bigger debate, so it's going to be brushed over quite quickly.
Yep.
But Saya Mbumba, I don't care if I'm pronouncing her name wrong, she's a fucking homophobic twat. She's been removed from the play The Colour Purple, which is about, has a very, she's playing an LGBT character, because 4 years ago on social media, she wrote a post saying basically that homophobia is wrong, and although it's legal now, I don't agree with it.
Do you mean
So-
homosexual marriage is wrong, not homophobia
Yeah,
is wrong?
homosexuality is...
Yeah,
is
homosexuality,
like
yeah.
Not homosexuality, not even the marriage.
Homophobia is wrong.
Homophobia is
Yeah.
still wrong. Well done. Well, good save. But basically, she's got in trouble for that. Posted 4 years ago. But also, Declan Rice this week got in trouble for something he put on Instagram from 4 years ago, where one of his hashtags was "up the ERA," which is up the IRA. So basically, what I wanted to talk about was, when does your past affect your future?
Because people do
your
change.
future
People's
self.
views change. People's opinions
I mean,
change.
the thing with Saya Mbumba is that she is still a homophobic, and
think about
she hasn't come out and like apologised for it. She's playing
If she had LGBT training at school...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She might be more sympathetic rather than following her blind fucking religious beliefs. But at the same time, obviously, she's not apologised for it. It's also come out that she's refused to do performances for Pride marches and like where musical theatre go and do stuff for.
But she must have got the job. Must have got the job in
the
the Colour Purple for being the best actress for the job.
They've come out and say that they don't look at people's social media past when they're casting the roles.
Yeah.
So. Ashley needs another cigarette.
Yeah.
But where do you draw the line? I mean, Kevin Hart lost hosting the Oscars because he made homophobic comments 10 years ago.
But none of them come out. This is the thing. None of them come out and say, "My views have changed. I have grown."
I think Declan Rice's views have changed. He was a young kid when he made that. He's
but I mean, this is the thing.
That's very different. Whereas I'm saying with her,
but if you put stuff
you
out,
other people, you like Michael Jackson with the Neverland.
Right, yeah, but that's paedophilia. He didn't do a fucking tweet that said, gay people are bad.
But
he fucked children.
He was never found guilty of it.
Twitter
Was
wasn't around.
Neither was
Jimmy Savile.
Yeah.
I again, but I mean, there's a lot of
but
outrage.
everyone's more than willing to go after Savile, quite
well,
rightly.
So Jimmy Savile, we're not allowed to watch reruns of Jim Will Fix It anymore.
But the four wrestling matches he had on World of Sport, can't watch those episodes.
We can't watch the old episodes of Top of the Pops, but there's got to be an episode of Top of the Pops with Michael Jackson and Jimmy Savile, right?
I don't think it's going to be show much.
No. Is that a good thing? Should we see those epic performers in the same room?
My argument to that for the original point is if they are able to show they actually have changed, because maybe in the 4 years of her saying that's all bad, she's done a tweet that's saying actually I'm wrong. But if she hasn't done that and she still holds her views, then you cannot really be having a role where you're playing a member of the LGBT where you are against gay people.
No, yeah, that's the main outrage, and she's shown no sort of remorse. But I was mainly trying to use it as a.
If there's no remorse, if there's no remorse, then you get what's given to you at that point. If you want to be a cunt, people are going to call you a fucking cunt, and no one. This isn't even free speech. You're not beholden to being allowed to do everything just because your views are what your views are. You don't get given a fucking TV show if it turns out you're a massive racist. No one owes you anything.
But what if you were a racist?
If you were a racist and you
anymore,
changed, then you're going to.
What if you're Liam Neeson?
He was a racist.
For a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
he was a violent racist for a week.
Yeah, but once
now,
again,
I prefer Shark Week to Racist Week.
Yeah, but once again with Neeson, with that whole story thing, not once did he say when he had said I was wrong and they taught me that vengeance was wrong. That's what the story was. He taught him that vengeance was wrong, not that I shouldn't be hunting black people. It was I found out that that taught me that vengeance was
Irish
wrong.
there?
No,
Okay, sorry.
I was trying to do a posh accent.
Fuck me.
I assume I struggled with both.
To be sure.
I reckon if we listen back to it, that's it's not going to sound like I was putting on an Irish accent there. But that's the thing. We never. Now that is racism.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. Especially because we've got an Irish man here as well. You are absolutely disgusting.
He's just a sound guy. He doesn't count.
Right, so I think we're coming to the end of this.
Raheem Sterling scored a hat-trick last night, just in case this doesn't go out for months.
Just to let you know where we are.
New Zealand banned military.
Yes,
military
she's a fucking
Fantastic.
hero. Can I just say, Jacinda? Can I go on record and say Jacinda Ardern should rule the fucking planet? People are saying her and Trudeau, but Trudeau's a cunt. But
Oh,
Jacinda Ardern
Trudeau
is
is.
fucking amazing.
We don't have time,
Trudeau's a
but
beautiful man.
no, Trudeau
Good-looking
is.
man, but a cunt.
No, Trudeau is has played very fast and loose with a couple of laws over in Canada. We don't have time to go through it all, but he's currently under quite a bit of.
But you can watch us on podcast BBC Free version, and we'll do an extra half hour just slagging off Trudeau, because we might as well go after him as well as everyone else.
Final couple of points. Final point from yourself.
Oh, New Zealand couldn't ban the guns. Australia did it when they had their thing.
We did it with Dunblane.
And maybe I love guns.
I love going to America and shooting a gun.
Yeah, but
Favourite thing to do.
Keep it
In the gun range.
in the gun range, and don't maybe you shouldn't be allowed to have them out. Maybe we've got enough over there.
Okay. Final point from you.
The People's March is happening today. Don't know how it's going because I'm here. Democracy.
Final points for news that we missed. Fiona Onasanya has kept on saying that she's innocent, although she was found guilty. So that's fun. Yellow vest protester James Goddard, who's a cunt, and accused of harassing and sending hate to MPs, including calling Anna Sobri a Nazi. He was in court, but nothing really happened because his protester chums, who didn't get arrested, went to the court proceedings and started chanting Nazi and all of this, so they should all be arrested and fuck off. And I wanted to talk about Lorraine Kelly, because it turns out she's a character act and actually a cunt in real life, if the judge is correct. That is literally what the judge said. She's playing the judge said that Lorraine Kelly is performing a role of a friendly, chatty and fun persona, suggesting that her actual personality is not that. Anything to plug? Got something to plug?
Edinburgh.
It's a lovely city, and it's not just a massive hill with a gun on it that's far too expensive.
Love it.
Yourself?
Brewdog Punk IPA. Very tasty. Gets you through an hour's worth of podcast in a pleasant,
Are we
pleasant manner.
nearly over?
Very, very soon. It's
I
like
really
2
need
seconds.
the toilet.
Final things. Gary
Incontinence
runs
pads for Matt Smith.
no, final things. Gary Knightley runs a gig on a Monday at Tapped Up Comedy, or Tapped Up Tap Rooms in Islington. It's called Untapped Comedy. That's always fun, and occasionally he does another night called Taboos Days and other stuff. Have a look out for that. As always, for myself, you can get my albums on ashleyhaden.bandcamp.com, or you can see my latest show, We All Die Cunts, on Next Up. So thanks and see ya. Bye.
Can you get a free thing for Next Up?